Hi, this is David here from Wargaming Old Guys, and this is another Get Your Paint On. This is going to be slightly different. We've got some paints from Moonhopper Games. They sent me some paints. So they're the paints they sent me. Thumbs up from Moonhopper Games for doing that. And they asked me to have a go at using them and see what I could do with them. Now, I had some pink horrors that I 3D printed I want to paint. So we're going to be painting some 3D printed models, which are pink horror alternatives, and we will see how it goes. Okay, so this is going to be my pink horror. This is a 3D printed model, and we're going to be mainly using Moonhopper Game paints. I've sprayed him grey, so it's just a normal grey primer. And what we're going to do, the first colour is going to be a base magenta. Let's get on and do that. Okay, so that is the magenta done. So we'll let that dry and then we'll get on to the next colour. Here's the dried magenta. Now, the colour we're going to use, which is a base pink, yeah, so base pink, requires a lighter base colour. So it doesn't come through very well on the darker colours, but it comes well through on the quite well on the light colours, so white and things like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a dry brush some white over the top, so that will leave the magenta as the recess. It'll make a darker recesses because the pink doesn't do that very well. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a kind of heavy dry brush. Okay, so that is that. So that is all ready to go. We've got to let that dry and then we'll start the pink. Okay, so here is the model with the white dry brush on it. Don't worry about how it looks at the moment because it will start to look better in a minute. So while we're waiting for the white to dry, what we're going to do, we're going to use the Indigo, base Indigo from Moonhopper Games. And we are going to do the mouth. It should be a relatively quick and easy thing. So we've got the mouth and the tongue, and we just need to cover in there. Now, unlike the lighter pink, this actually covers quite well. And I've chosen this point in time to do this because we've still got to do the teeth later on. So we're going to get in between the teeth and do the gums. Okay, and that is his mouth done. I know that looks a bit messy, but when we finished, it won't look as messy. So we're going to let that dry, then we'll get on with the pink. Okay, so that's the mouth. The mouth is dry. So now we're going to do, before we get on to doing all the gold bangles and swords and things like that, we're going to do the pink, the main pink on the body, and that's going to be a base pink from Moonhopper Games. Now we're going to be applying this with a dry brush, but it's going to be, again, a heavy dry brush. Don't be too concerned over getting it too heavy because like I say, it covers better on the white. And so look, where you got the magenta still, there is a shadow effect. You carry on till all the white has been covered. It's slightly, see if you can get a slightly pinker colour, go over it again. But I'm quite happy with just the one coat. So there you are. And that is the main pink. Now that has to be completely dry before you do anything else, otherwise it will rub off. So we're going to leave that to dry and then come back and start doing the rest of the mouth and the gold. So that's all done. So the pink's done and we've done the mouth of indigo, of base indigo. Right, so now we're going to use a mixture of base indigo and this Coproxide blue to get a, a slightly lighter colour in the mouth. So I've already mixed it together. We're going to get a slightly lighter colour. Right, so that's the first lot. And once that's dry, we'll do another shade with more Coproxide in to make it even lighter. And then we'll add some Coproxide with a bit of bleach bone or something like that to do the final highlight. So we'll let that dry. Okay, so now that's dried, we're going to use Coproxide blue. There we go, we'll let that dry. Okay, so that's now dry. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix the Coproxide with some bleach bone type colour, so it's just an off-white. Just highlight a few bits in the mouth that we want to accentuate. So that is him. We'll let that dry. Okay, so now that we've done the pink and we've done the mouth, so we've got three things. We've got the gold, the teeth, and the eyes to do. So with the teeth, we've got a bleach bone, and a gold, we're using a Citadel paint. So let's go ahead and do the gold and the teeth, and then we'll get back to you after we've done that. Okay, so that is the teeth, the gold. Now I'm going to go away and do, there's got to be a few other bits and bobs. So there's red on the handle of the knife, and there's going to be some green for the eyes, and I'm going to do a wash. And then once the wash is dry, I'm going to highlight. So I'm not going to do that in front of you, but let's have a look and see how it comes out. Okay, so here they are. I've done a few more as well, so there's a small group of them. As you can see, I've done the red on the handles of the knives. I've done a wash and highlighting of the teeth and the gold. Some of them have flames on. Now what I've done there, I've painted them white and used an Army Speed Coats Army Painter Speed paint. I think they're like an emerald green or something like that. So that was used for the flame, and I've used the Two Thin Coats emerald green with a bit of white mixed in for the eyes. The three different tones for that. The basing materials I use Burrow clumps and Weedy scrubs and Pastures green from Moonhopper Games as well. The link will be in the description below. And overall, the paints from Moonhopper are good. The darker colours cover a lot better, though the lighter colours like the pink does require a lighter undercoat to get the full benefit from the paint. It doesn't really show up on the darker base coats. That's why I used the white dry brush before the pink. But apart from that, it's a nice colour. If you can get it to come out at the right vibrancy, I think it is a nice colour, and I think I'm happy with what I've accomplished with these models and those paints, especially the pink. The pinks comes out quite pink. The blues, they cover very well. I've used one of the blues on my blue horrors. I'll be doing another video for that. It'll be a lot quicker, a lot less steps, because the blue just covers straight over the grey undercoat, so it'll go straight over the top. There'll be a wash and things like that. Moonhopper do a wash. I haven't tried the washes. They do like a purpley magenta-y wash, which I suppose could work as well. If you did undercoat white, do the pink, you could use the wash to try and create the same effect. So yeah, so overall it's thumbs up, and they were quick and easy to paint, and quick and easy to use. So thumbs up from me. Go and check them out. The links to all the paints I've used from Moonhopper Games are in the description below. So's the basing materials. And if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and ding the bell for all future notifications on all my videos.